the PMP training program, what we are going to learn today, we are going to learn today about what a project is and the importance of project management. We will also understand the relationship between project, program, and portfolio, and operations management, the key components of project management, how to go about tailoring, and most importantly, some of the project management business documentation in this training. What am I going to do? Basically, I will be taking you through various topics. At the same time, we will also be going through what it takes to get the PMP certification, earn that PMP credential, and why the PMP credential is important. We will also discuss how the PMP credential can help you excel in different industries. Apart from that, we will go through some documentation and artifacts of actual projects that were delivered. These artifacts and documents will give you an idea about how you can write a project charter or project documents like a business case. As part of this training program, we will be covering the introduction, which includes some information about PMP certification. This will help us get started on our journey toward PMP certification. I'm sure some of you may have multiple questions on your mind, like why you should go for PMP certification. I remember a lot of people asking me this question, especially those from both IT and non-IT backgrounds. Now that we also have PMIACP and PMP certification, many wonder which one to choose. I strongly believe that for those who want to develop their career in project management and strengthen their foundation in the field, PMP certification is the one to look forward to. Apart from that, there are numerous advantages of doing the PMP certification. As you can see on the screen, we have highlighted some of these advantages. One of the most important benefits of PMP certification is that it is the most recognized certification in the industry today. Not only in a particular industry, but in any industry you work for, this is one certification that companies are looking for in aspiring project managers. This is a globally recognized certification by all industries. As I said, apart from that, this particular certification, PMP, not only demonstrates your knowledge, but most importantly, it also ensures that you have experience before you apply for the certification. So it takes care of your experience, your education, and your competency. All these together make you a PMP certified individual, and that's its strength. That's precisely why many industries today look for people who are certified in PMP certification. Now, this will certainly help you increase your marketability. When you go out looking for a job or within your organization, when you look out for promotions, one of the things that I have seen certainly gives us an edge over the competition is this credential, which is PMP certification. We also found that typically, PMP certified professionals earn 15 to 20% higher salaries compared to non-certified individuals. So PMP certification will definitely put you in the spotlight and give you an edge over many people out there who are looking for job opportunities in project management. If you want to develop your career in this area, then you are definitely looking at the right certification. I was just talking about different industries. We have already listed some industries here, but you name the industry, and you will find that PMP certification could certainly be a big value add. To name a few industries, as you see on the screen, from water supply to protection, to mobile services, education, healthcare, and even public transportation, many of these industries today actively look for professionals who are PMP certified. When they work on any projects, whether IT or non-IT, across different domains and industries, PMP certification is highly recognized in terms of job opportunities. Sometimes, people wonder if there will be job opportunities after completing the PMP certification. Obviously, if you have gained some experience in project management and then obtained PMP certification, it will certainly strengthen your case when you enter the job market. As far as overall opportunities for project management roles are concerned, by 2020, they were only expected to grow. As you see on the screen, there has been an increase in opportunities, and the demand for project management roles is rising in countries like China, the US, and many others. By 2020, project management roles were projected to grow significantly, meaning there is a huge opportunity for you in the market to apply for these roles. PMP certification will certainly strengthen your case when you apply for these roles. Now, when you decide to pursue PMP certification, first of all, I must appreciate your decision. It is the right one. We have just seen why this is the case. When you decide to pursue PMP certification and commit to becoming PMP certified, you should plan your journey approximately 1.5 to 2 months before taking the examination. So, as you can see here, you should take the examination around this time. From that date, 1.5 to 2 months before your exam, you should schedule your preparation and training. This particular training program will cover everything necessary for you to become PMP certified. Not only will it prepare you for certification, but you will also receive additional support. Who can support you? Who can guide you? That's me. At the right place, once you enroll in this program, it will cover not only the codes outlined by PMI for the PMP certification based on the PMBOK Guide 6th edition but also provide a lot of support for submitting your application. I have seen many people come to me asking for guidance on how to write a successful application because that's also very important. Your application might get rejected if you do not fill it out properly. So learning how to write the application, how to present your experience, and how to ensure that you correctly describe your project experience is crucial. You need to ensure that the experience you include is non-overlapping within the last 8 years. All these things are carefully looked into, and once the application formalities are completed, let's say 1, 2, or 3 weeks before, you can schedule your examination. Once the exam is scheduled, the advantage is that you will have a target. You'll know that in 2 to 3 weeks or maybe 4 weeks, your exam is coming up. That means you'll have a target date and enough time to prepare yourself. By this time, you will have already attended the training program, covered all the basics, gone through various knowledge areas and process groups, and practiced a lot of questions as part of the training. Since all that is already covered, preparing for the exam during this period, 4 to 6 weeks after completing your training and scheduling your exam, will be much easier. I will provide you with complete support to fill out your application. Even if your application gets selected for an audit, since approximately 20% may get selected, you might have concerns about how to handle it. You will get a lot of support and assistance from me to face the audit. Personalized guidance will be provided by me as I deliver the training program throughout your study. Most importantly, you will have access to the course anytime. If you want to revisit a particular topic, you can always go back, repeat the lesson, and sharpen your skills. If you need clarification on a particular question or topic, you can always return and review it. That's the biggest advantage of this training, unlike classroom training. In classroom training, if you miss something because you weren't paying attention, it's gone. You can't ask for a repeat, and once the training is over, there's no further opportunity. But here, you can always go back and replay the recorded session as many times as you want. Beyond that, there are also thousands of additional practice questions. This is crucial. Once you're ready for the exam, especially in the last couple of weeks, you should focus only on taking these mock questions. Where do these questions come from? You can refer to my course for them. I always recommend that before taking the final exam, you should complete your study and take a full set of 200 questions in one sitting at least twice. This will build your confidence, not just in answering the questions, but in sitting for 4 hours straight, which is the actual exam duration. These practice sessions will ensure you're fully prepared to face the final test. The contents that are already designed take into consideration various topics. Of course, the new PMBOK guide changes are included as well. Once you clear the examination and become PMP certified, you will need to renew your certification every 3 years. For renewal, you need 60 PDUs, which you can earn by attending courses. These courses will be available through me. You can receive assistance in e-learning to earn different PDUs. There are various courses that you can undergo, and within 3 years, you will complete the 60 PDUs required to renew your certification successfully. Let's continue with this session and explore more about the overall training approach. We will cover the PM philosophy, which is based on the contents outlined in the PMBOK guide. I'm not sure how many of you have had a chance to see the PMBOK guide, but it's a comprehensive book that covers 5 process groups, 10 knowledge areas, and 49 processes. These 49 processes ensure that you understand various concepts from project management. For example, you will learn how to manage communication with stakeholders, how to draft a charter, and ensure you are authorized as a project manager to make decisions. You'll also learn about continuous monitoring and controlling of project activities. All these concepts are covered in this training. For each of these processes, we will dive deep into inputs, tools, techniques, and outputs. We will also cover many examples, including some actual project artifacts. This will give you an idea of how a project charter looks or how a business case is structured. We will cover the business case and benefits realization plan as part of this module, and I will give you insight into how a typical project plan looks. So far, we've covered a little about PMP certification and PMI certification. Now, let's discuss PMI as an institute. PMI is a well-established institute founded in 1969, meaning it has over 45 years of history. It's a global, non-profit organization with headquarters in the USA. PMI is active in over 171 countries with more than 500,000 members. It engages professionals worldwide, conducting research in project management and providing access to a wealth of information and resources related to project management. By becoming a member of PMI, you'll gain access to a wealth of information, career development opportunities, and networking with local chapters where people from your area come together to participate. Once you become a member of PMI, PMI also promotes career and professional development, along with many other benefits. It also offers, most importantly, the opportunity to network and form communities. So, you'll find that there are local chapters where people from the local area come together to participate and discuss what's going on in the project management space, exchanging their knowledge. They share their knowledge, which certainly helps a lot. As I mentioned, there are certifications from PMI. As you can see on the screen, for people just starting in project management or those who would like to start, the Certified Associate in Project Management is a great certification for beginners in the field. Then they can move on to the PMP certification. For those working in Agile or wanting to gain experience, the PMI ACP certification is an option. If you're looking to dive deeper, you could pursue the Scheduling Professional certification. If you've been in project management for some time and want to strengthen specific areas, such as scheduling, you can certainly explore this specialized area. Similarly, the Risk Management Professional certification is ideal for those practicing project management for a while and seeking specialization in risk management, which is one of the important processes we discussed as part of PMP. Additionally, if you want to take your career to the next level, certifications like the PGMP, Program Management Professional, could be pursued once you've been in project management for some time and have been promoted to program management. From there, you could aim for the Portfolio Management Professional certification as you climb the career ladder. As you can see, there are a lot of different certifications available. Now, let's talk about the prerequisites for the PMP certification. I'm sure some of you have already gone through the PMP certification brochure available on the PMI website. I always recommend you visit pmi.org and browse the latest PMP certification brochure for up-to-date information. As for the qualification criteria for the PMP certification, you're expected to have a high school diploma, an associate degree, or any equivalent global degree. Additionally, you should have at least 60 months of project experience, with 35 contact hours required for this experience. The project experience should have occurred within the last 8 years. Contact hours are important, so you can add them from the last typically required 35 contact hours. If you already hold a bachelor's degree, the process is straightforward. You will already have 36 plus months of formal education and 4,500 hours of non-overlapping project management experience. This experience does not need to be as a project manager but could be in any role within the project management domain. Again, the requirement is for 35 contact hours, so there's no need to worry about that. Since you all have already enrolled in this program, you can use the training completion certificate and the contact hours to meet the requirement. Keep in mind that the experience should be non-overlapping, as explained earlier. So if you worked on two projects, ensure that those two projects' start and end dates should not overlap. That is one of the important things. Then project experience should only be from the last 8 years. 20% of applications, as I mentioned, are picked up for a random audit, so don't worry. Even if your application is picked for the audit, we will definitely support you there, and apart from that, once you clear the certification, if you appear for the online examination, you will definitely get the soft copy of the certification, and you will immediately know your score if you appear for the online examination. Apart from that, from the project point of view, the designation is not an issue. There would be no specific role you must have played. In a project, there are multiple roles, right? For example, in a software project, you may be a developer, a tester, or you may just be doing the deployment of the code that is written or the deployment of the releases. Or you could be deploying into other environments, etc. So you are contributing, you're definitely part of the team working on the project, right? It is not necessary that you need to be the project manager to have that experience. Even if you have the experience of working on any project in any role, you still qualify for the PMP certification, provided that you have non-overlapping experience of 4,500 hours. And of course, the other prerequisites as we discussed. Now, let's get on to the pattern of the PMP certification. This is another important thing for us to understand. As I mentioned, the PMP examination is 4 hours long, so it's definitely longer. I've seen people struggle if they don't practice enough. You have to first of all practice sitting for 4 hours, right? Therefore, I recommend that you take at least 2 full 200-question mock tests before you appear for the examination. It's conducted in the Prometric Center, which means it's a properly managed environment where the exam is conducted. You'll find a camera and other monitoring systems. The examination is conducted in a proper Prometric Center with proper visualization. There are 200 multiple-choice questions, and you'll get 4 hours to complete them. Now, what's important to note is that 175 questions are considered for the final score, and there are 25 pretest questions. These 25 questions will not be considered for your final score, but you won't know which ones they are. So, for you, you have to attempt all 200 questions. There is no negative marking, and the examination is developed by individuals or groups of people who have been working in the project management field for quite some time and have acquired knowledge, skills, and expertise. These are the people who participate in the development of the examination. I remember PMI approached me for the PMICP examination, but since I delivered a training program, I didn't get to participate. However, if you don't deliver a training program and want to contribute actively, you can nominate yourself, or sometimes PMI might directly approach you. After clearing the examination, as I said, if it's an online exam, you can immediately see the result, and you should be able to get a soft copy of the certificate right after the examination. There might be a few hours, but it should be available shortly after the exam is successfully completed. Alright, so this is about the examination pattern. Now, let's come to the examination fees. There are two options. One is computer-based testing, and there is also a paper-based testing available. If you are appearing for the paper-based testing, then your score will not come immediately. It will take time. But if it is computer-based, then your score will definitely come immediately. Now, if you see the PM experience and education, we have already covered this part. But what you need to understand is for the computer-based exam, the charges are 405. If we read this as members and non-members, if you are a PMI member, the charges for you will be 405. If you are not a PMI member, it will be 555. If it is paper-based, for PMI members, it is 254, and for non-PMI members, it is 400. Similarly, we can take a look at the re-examination for both computer-based and paper-based. So it's always wise. Even if you do any math, you would know that it's always good to pay for PMI membership first and then appear for the PMP examination. So first, take the membership. Of course, you first create your account on the pmi.org site, take the membership, and then go for the PMP certification. This way, you will end up paying more or less the same amount. But most importantly, you will get a membership for 1 year. On top of that, you will also get a soft copy of the latest PMBOK guide. So that is the biggest advantage here. Right now, we can also go for the PMI local chapter membership. These membership fees can be checked locally. How much are they? And as I mentioned earlier, when you renew your PMP certification after 3 years, you will have to complete 60 PDUs, professional development units. Most importantly, I remember I did mention this earlier as well. But again, I would like to emphasize that if you want to appear for the PMP examination, and since you have already taken this decision, go to pmi.org and refer to the PMP handbook. Very importantly, the PMP handbook will give you the latest information about everything you need to know regarding the PMP examination, right from prerequisites to examination fees to exam retakes. Everything, all the information and all the questions you may have about the exam, you will be able to clarify through this PMP certification. Okay, so that was a high-level overview of the examination and PMI, etc.